Dace Tagular Nation. Welcome to another edition of the Musical Chairs. I'm your host, Chris the Dace Man Dace, and joining me as always, back this week, Gibby.
I made it back, boys. Yo!
Back behind producer's desk as part of our Musical Chairs edition, Cheever.
You actually got that perfectly, that timing perfectly.
Did I really?
I just switched the screen, just unmuted, and you went off.
So we should check if there's audio, because you're saying it's perfect, and standard Dace Man protocol is they can't currently hear us.
Yes, exactly.
I'm just saying, that went perfectly.
It worked.
That's what I'm
You can
saying.
hear us. That's interesting that we got there.
You're
Right.
welcome.
Only took to like the second to last episode. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so what we're doing now, if you haven't noticed, is each week leading up to the finale, one of our hosts are missing.
Apparently.
Last week, he was
Woo!
in Ohio for some stupid reason.
Middle of fucking nowheres.
Which I think was like twofold, because immediately when you went there, I got a message that my next client is in Columbus, Ohio. So this is your fucking fault. Back by the desk is Cheever instead of Frank Ward. So Frank's not here this week. We don't, rumor is double AIDS.
That's right. Double AIDS.
MCO. Is Amco still around?
I don't know. Carl Icahn bought every fucking thing.
God. So, none of us work there. or there's not a there anymore.
Right.
I was watching this documentary on Vice, and they kind of go, like, they do these documentaries, like, Vice is just all fucking documentaries. But they do,
I don't think they do them anymore. They used to be pretty big until now.
well, no, they still are, because, like, I watched
They still
Behind the Dark Side of the Ring is one that I like to watch. It's a wrestling one where they go against, like, the tragedies and stuff.
Okay.
But they have, like, icons of film or something like that, or lost icons. Well, they're doing the Marvel universe. They did that starting in March, and I'm actually watching through all 8. Basically, the franchise runs from what it is today up to the first Ant-Man. I imagine they're going to do a second season because you stopped at Ant-Man.
First
Yeah.
Ant-Man?
Yeah. Like,
So it's like the Avengers is in there, right?
it went, Avengers was the 6th episode, the 7th episode was the gamble on Guardians, and then the 8th episode was the drama behind Ant-Man. Because they had Edgar Wright on it. Edgar Wright tried to make an Edgar Wright movie, and they said, no, we have a Marvel way now, and they brought Peyton Reed in.
I didn't realize.
It's a good documentary. Because the first 2 episodes are basically how Marvel sucked balls up until Iron Man. That, like, every decade there was a chance they were going to go out of business. And the crazy thing I saw was Carl Icahn in the 90s
Right.
was going to buy them.
Shoulda.
And the corporate raider in him, that it clearly guts a company regardless of any talent or potential, was going to sell all the IPs off.
I mean, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna gut it,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what Marvel was doing up until
I
that
was going
point.
to say, they basically got rid of the Fantastic Four, they got
X-Men,
rid of X-Men, and
Spider-Man.
I feel like they got rid of something else, too.
Blade,
The Blade, yeah. Yeah.
which was the first movie, like, during this bankruptcy phase, Blade was a big hit, and that's when, like, everyone went, oh, they're drowning, let's go raid them.
Yeah.
And then they declared bankruptcy and basically turned into a toy company to escape the clutches of Carl Icahn.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because the toy, every time they made a movie, the toy sales went through the roof for the property.
I'm a little shocked on that because I would have thought just the comics alone would have.
Well, the comics got oversaturated in the 90s, which tanked the business because everybody had their own fucking comic run.
But they also had a ton of, at least in the 90s that I remember, there were a ton of. Did they not have the rights to the all the cartoons?
They did.
There
And there's a story
shit
about
ton
that
of
too,
them.
because apparently the executive who brought all those cartoons over
Yeah.
worked at Marvel. And Fox Kids was like, hey, we'll hire you over here. And Marvel was like, we're not firing you. Where do you think you're going?
Yeah.
She backdoored the deal, worked at Fox Kids, and then bought properties from Marvel for the cartoons. The X-Men, Hulk, Spider-Man, all those cartoons that went fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
She was still technically a part of Marvel as she was the executive of programming at Fox Kids. So, basically, entered into an exclusive deal with herself of, like...
Okay, so she was
so
selling
weird.
the property off to herself. Interesting.
Yes.
That's
Because
an infinite money glitch.
She was trying to broker the deal, and Fox is like, hey, do you just want to run our division? She went, this is great. Went back to Marvel and said, let me go work over there, and I'll buy your stuff. And Marvel's like, no. I don't trust you. And then she did it anyway and just earned 2 paychecks. So she kind of double dipped.
That's
It's
interesting.
a decent document. They have a Star Wars version one too. That covers the originals and the prequels. They didn't go into the sequels.
1 through 6.
Yeah. They also have one on Fast and Furious.
Did it include the cartoons?
Yes.
Rebels and
Sort of. They kind of
Rebels
did the
and Clone Wars.
prequels in like 2 episodes. And they broke because obviously there's a lot more lore to the originals because he was pioneering.
Yeah.
And then the last three he did, he was just kind of drowning, just trying to get the story out.
Yeah, well, it's because he tried actually directing it and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they kind of go into that of like, hey, he bit off way more than he can chew.
Yeah.
And then I think like the end of the last episode is kind of like, well, the new horizon is they sold to Disney, which is basically Marvel was bought in the middle of production during Thor and Captain America,
Yes.
and everybody went, oh, well, we announced an Avengers movie we haven't shot yet. Are they gonna let us do it? And then it's a hell of a documentary.
Yeah.
It's 8 episodes. It's worth it. Most Vice documentaries are decent watches. They're a little weird sometimes, and their editing irritates the hell out of me. Because there's one guy in episode 1 that says the Marvel way, and they replay that fucking clip over and over again. And they did that in Star Wars too, which drove me nuts. Like there was just one soundbite, and they just wouldn't let go of that soundbite through the whole series.
Nice.
Anyway, it's good. It's a good watch. I thought it was interesting, which got me to this conversation, that Carl Icahn tried to raid something I loved before he raided something that was giving my living.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta figure he raided a lot of stuff even around here.
Well, Tropicana. Well, yeah, because he was based in New York for the long
Took Taj and just completely destroyed that.
Yeah.
He took Clementon Park, completely destroyed that.
That was him? Why the fuck are you buying Clementon Park?
I don't know, but he pretty much destroyed that.
I get the casinos.
We got like a massive discount when we were at working. You didn't realize that?
I thought the discount
I
was just.
never would have went to Clementon Park.
You got tickets for $10.
I never would have went there.
I figured that was just because no one went there.
Well, it's probably that, to be honest. And then the new owner, I don't know if he did or the new owners, they put the liquor license there.
The new owner.
The new owner got the liquor license? Yeah.
At Clementon?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
it's
went
actually-
right before they closed, like
I keep-
2 weeks before they announced,
Yeah.
and there was no alcohol there. Because I would have gotten fucking plastered and gone down some water slides.
That would have been funny. But, he destroys a lot of things, which is crazy.
He makes money doing it, though.
Well, yeah.
That's the scary thing. He doesn't give a fuck who he hurts.
I'd be interested to see his ledger after he dies. Like, in the long run, yeah, he's made, like, moments where he clearly lost on Auto Plus. But he probably made money on
I don't know if he did.
Tenneco.
I don't know if he did.
He shifted all the losses to him.
He shifted all the losses to him and then declared bankruptcy, so he didn't take any losses.
But how much did he lose in the 7 years he owned it?
It doesn't matter. He just would have funded all the losses there.
No, you know what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, but he's just going to fund
I
the
want to
losses
see his
and then,
ledger
yeah.
at the end, that if you check his gains versus his losses, if it's just kind of a obviously it's not a stalemate, because...
No, he's probably in the right completely. But he comes out cash ahead every time.
Yeah.
Because he just declares bankruptcy.
And now he's in Florida.
Yeah, that's like, I mean, it's literally what he does. It makes, like, it's stupid how the...
Government lets him do it?
Correct. Correct.
Over and over again?
Yeah. Because it's clear as day what he did there was just funneling losses of multiple companies into one and then...
Sold the other ones for profit.
Declared bankruptcy on it and just washed his hands of it, sold all the assets, and gave pennies to the dollar to all the creditors.
Yes. Who just stopped shipping at some point. Anyway, the big news story this weekend is the Diablo launch.
That's right.
I normally we jump into your gaming segment, but you said that's pretty much all the gaming segment was.
I have that. I have one other story, too, which I don't know if you guys talked about last week or not.
Probably not. I don't think we did any gaming last week.
Depends on what it was.
I'm gonna
League of
win,
Legends?
No. Oh, no. We made fun of you for playing that.
We did make. We brought up the fact that like your thing always said you're either playing Dota, Farming Simulator, or we know TJ's on the computer.
Yeah,
Our Hearthstone.
Our
Our Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Just based off of the icon.
Yeah. or that TJ had the computer.
Roblox. Yeah, Roblox. Yeah.
So what happened to League of Legends before we jump into the Diablo conversation?
Did you know about the League of Legends thing or no?
No.
Oh, all right. So League of Legends, they tried starting off their next season or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's a dispute. Basically, the teams didn't want to support the North American blah 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 league, which is sort of like baseball. It's like the AAA.
The Special Olympics.
Well, it's AAA, so it's basically like your backup people / people are trying to make it big.
The minor leagues.
The minor league. So basically, most of them come up. So they reached out. So the teams basically reached out to Riot. Right, Riot.
Yeah, Riot. Yeah.
Reached out to Riot and asked them if they could sort of, not do the season, basically. And then the players got a hold of it, and the players, so they have a union basically, which then talks directly to Riot. They basically brokered a deal, basically saying that they didn't want them to do anything for this year, possibly the start of next year. They can think about restructuring, etc. And then Riot agreed to it. Riot then went to the teams and said that they don't need to have the what's called, and I think it was 12 out of the 15 immediately disbanded their a minor league team, which then is now caused the League of Legends thing to they're not able to
host it.
No one there a player strike's happening right now.
Dude, this is our time. I will gladly be a scab.
So they went.
How many strikes are there? We talked about the Writers Guild strike last week.
So then they went and reached out to the people they just fired or let go or whatever you want to call it, and none of them want to come in. And last I seen that they were actually reaching out to people, high quality people, I guess, on the ladder or whatever.
It's me. That's
I'm
me,
not
baby.
high quality.
You go mid. You go mid every single time. You don't care what happens. You just go mid.
Yeah, because Riot doesn't want to stop the season or whatever.
Everybody loved it when Tebow took a knee. I can be your Tebow. I won't be taking knees, but I will.
Tebow didn't take knees.
Huh?
Yeah.
Tim Tebow didn't take
all
knees.
the time.
Every time he scored,
He prayed. Well, he prayed in the end zone.
Praying, blowing someone, same position.
Yeah. But, so that happened last week, which I'm shocked you guys. I mean, that all
Outfall League.
I mean, that also would affect other leagues as well.
Korea? With StarCraft?
Well, it would affect StarCraft. In theory, that can mess with CSGO.
Well, actually, I don't know about that. I only heard it affecting the League of Legends. That's a good point, because all of them do have cross-platform teams.
Because it's the minor leagues are all ran through the same launcher program.
I'm more shocked that there's a
Yeah, but it's just a League of Legends minor league team that they're talking
about.
But
Valve is very heavy in the CSGO
but
scene.
I doubt it would have affected any of their teams.
I'm still shocked there's a union.
The question is that I think that's the better question, is if it branches out, which I didn't hear anything of, into the other esports.
Did they have an official
those players
name?
Actually,
Does their union have an official name? Because like the Writers
It's probably like
Association
esports.
only
It's probably like
covers
esports
TV and
union.
film. Doesn't cover like newspapers or journalists or stuff like that under their own guild or their own union. Same with like how directors of their own union. I think the Screen Actors voted recently that they will strike if a deal's not met.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna have it's our time to shine. We keep talking about a new company. We can start an esports team and just put out shit movies.
So it's the North American Challengers League is what they disbanded.
Okay.
And then LCSPA.
Is there a union?
That's the union, and I don't even ask me what
That's probably League
for.
Sports Association or something like that.
Probably.
What was
could
it?
Cover LSPA.
LC.
Oh,
so it's League something.
LC.
SPA. Something Players Association.
Yeah. Computer Players Association.
LCS.
Mm-hmm.
PA. It's probably League.
Champion League Computer Player
Association.
Yeah. Which,
I don't know.
if it's that ambiguous of a name, it might cover other games.
It could. I didn't even think of that, of it affecting other. Because you would think, like, Team Liquid probably has a team in here. Some of the major teams that that are cross-branded or cross-genres. So, like, it would probably have teams inside of here.
Overwatch?
Overwatch would have it. Overwatch. Well,
I don't remember what esports. I try to remember what they play on Disney XD.
So there'll be an Overwatch. There should be a Dota. Should be StarCraft. Actually, a lot of the teams moved away from.
Age of Empires?
No, it's only Riot.
That's only
It
Riot.
only covers Riot games.
Is that because they're Chinese?
It's not the only
Racists.
Riot game, isn't it?
It is.
That's what I mean. That's the alright. So that so never mind. So yeah.
So does it cover Jizzard and all their?
No, he said just
dealings?
Riot. So
Yeah.
that's the only game Riot owns.
They have a union specific to the Riot League.
Well,
Well,
it's
it started with, so I'm reading their history. So it starts with was founded by Riot Games in an effort to balance scales for North American players as the LCS entered its closed franchising era.
Yeah.
And then
So wait. The company created the union for the players?
and that's what it started
It was
as.
supposed to be a way for the talent basically to have feel like they have representation inside the what's called. And then it sort of morphed out into a team thing, and then that sort of still stayed there. And it's from what I understand, it turned more into like a union type thing.
Yeah.
But Riot's basically telling me, "Fuck you."
There's
yeah.
now
Oh,
there
man.
is a Valorant American League. The AVPA players are under one banner.
Okay.
So, we'll see. I thought it was interesting. I don't know where it's going to go from there. This is the first major strike that I know of, at least in
For esports.
Shit's going crazy. Let's hook ChatGPT to it and see if that can fucking run a simulation.
Damn right.
We'll just be the AI team.
But so we'll see what happens. Like
Wow,
I said,
there's
they
gonna-
should be starting up, I think, in the next couple weeks, and the teams are basically being forced to put people in.
There is literally going to be no entertainment on TV in like a month.
Well, it's only just this one, but yeah.
I'm sure they're going to trigger something because the writers are triggering the directors and the screen actors.
Yeah.
And at least their battle's mainly AI.
It would actually be kind of interesting if other
People piggyback on it.
other national teams did supported them to a certain extent. Because could you imagine other esports teams just like striking to a certain extent?
Could you imagine having a podcast for 10 years and canceling it as all these fucking things are stopping?
Yeah, I know, right? We're stopping too, baby. We're following the trend.
You
We're
made the conscious
trendsetters.
decision of this is the first time we got ahead of the curve of ending something as everything went on strike.
Yeah, I mean it'd be very interesting. But yeah, and then the only other thing that I did notice, which happened I believe it happened today. Other gaming. Well, I don't know if it's really gaming news. Did you guys see the Apple announcement today?
What is that convention they were doing? I kept seeing the hashtags for it.
I don't know.
It was like WW.
It's their what's called. So they showcased their
VR, right?
VR goggle thing. I don't know if it's a VR thing. I think they're calling it AR, augmented reality.
Yeah, because technically you can still see through the glass.
So you see everything like normal, and it gives you a like a heads-up display. It actually puts shadows on the display. Like it looks kind of interesting.
They're making Iron Man.
Yeah. So you can actually watch movies in it. You can make it go bigger, smaller. You talk to it. You can browse the internet. You can play video games. $3,500. You can go fuck yourself, Apple.
$3,500.
Yeah, you can go fuck yourself, Apple. I looked at it because it was literally all over the news today.
Yeah.
I don't know if I wouldn't consider it technically a game. You can play games on it, but it is.
We've been exploring stuff like that with our work for picking.
It's a little fucking.
Oh yeah,
crazy.
it's much more complicated than that.
Yeah,
but
a little fucking crazy to be honest.
I mean, that's gonna be the way of the future.
Yeah. Well,
It's the Back to the Future thing where he has like you're talking to your TV screens and then you have like the fucking goggles on.
see, honestly, I don't even know where the future's going at this point.
Right now, not creative. So
Because like people say like, oh, everybody's gonna be doing it, but then no one's gonna be able to afford anything because no one's gonna have a job anyway.
yeah, but nobody can afford an iPhone now. Everybody has one.
I don't get that either.
Nobody can afford a fucking Mercedes Benz, but they all have that car and live in a shithole house.
Yeah.
So priorities aren't really there for
Yeah,
Americans.
Yeah.
It's just very weird because like obviously I went to Columbus and it's what their game plan is for that facility is mind-boggling.
Close it.
It's going to be fully automated. They're hoping in the next 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, most companies that I've been encountering that's the game plan.
Yeah.
Get rid of the laborer.
Yeah, they said that they were up to at peak times they would be around 6,000 people, and they want to get it down to about 25.
25 people or 2,500?
25 people. All
Makes
you need,
sense.
all you need are
Technicians.
techs.
Yeah.
All you need are techs,
Interesting.
which is mind blowing. Like their inbound is completely and utterly automated. They don't have a single soul there.
To receive.
Nope. Just literally goes right on a conveyor, goes right into the shelf.
One of the things we were looking at Auto Plus
mind-boggling.
before I left was the cube. Basically, it was this big structure where you put everything into it, and then it just put it away and picked it itself.
That's exactly what they have there. The only thing that they still have to do manual is like the sortation
Returns.
device and then packing.
Yeah, and that's basically what we were looking at.
Yeah.
And we had to do a study of like what were the smallest parts that could go there. Like clearly you're not gonna put rotors in this fucking thing.
You could on theirs.
The one that we were looking at.
Yeah. It's the only downside to it is it does take up a lot of real estate,
Yes.
but the storage system is super efficient, so I think it actually balances itself out.
I would be curious what the fucking maintenance cost is on that.
I would love to.
Have
know
you
as
ever
well.
seen if you look at any warehousing, they'll let that conveyor fucking run until you're putting rubber bands on the goddamn rollers to keep it going.
Well, see, theirs doesn't run all the time. Well, theirs is more like what's called Morristown, where it was just activated when there's something
You would go
there.
by. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Like they would cut some corners on those conveyor and like Frankenstein the fucking thing.
Yeah.
This would be a device I can't imagine you would Frankenstein very well.
I don't think you can, man. My whole thing is which I still don't understand, is if one of them, the stupid machines broke down and you lost the whole aisle, like, is it, like...
Yeah.
My guess is there has to be the same inventory duplicated across all the aisles.
It depends. At least the model we were looking at puts in the first empty hole, and then the computer knows where it put it.
Yeah. Which is just mind-boggling, but yeah, it's quite interesting, but... Like I said, it's just gonna take more. Because right now, like, look at freaking Walmart. Like, they don't even have fucking cashiers anymore.
Yeah, where we do it for them. We all work for Walmart now.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
Which is why I did my 10% discount by taking something small.
Because they don't fucking stop you.
Yeah.
Like it is. There's one.
You should have
person,
received from 3 weeks ago, and they go.
There's one person in that fucking bullpen that is just miserable and goes,
Just watches his
"That
phone.
one's open."
Yeah. Or he's just playing on his phone the
Yeah.
entire time.
Well, yeah.
Not paying attention.
Well, the technology behind that's actually pretty cool. So the handheld that they're supposed to be on, they can see every item that you scan as you go through, as someone's scanning. You
Yeah,
can
I mean, if you're properly watching it,
Yeah.
you can sit there and see if people are being honest.
yeah.
I walked in there. We went to a drive-in this Friday night to see Spider-Man and Mario, but it started thundering storm before Mario came on, so we pieced out. Plus, I own Mario in digital, and I wasn't waiting. But I like the shit thing was I took the truck, and because the truck's older, and by older I mean 07, I didn't trust the battery. Because I haven't actually looked at the battery myself. Like, I don't really drive the thing. I drive it to the airport and that's it. And I haven't been flying lately. So I had to stop at the Walmart in Vineland to get a radio. First of all, good luck finding a boombox powered by batteries.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is the USB, Bluetooth plugins.
It's all yeah.
Yeah, and none of them have fucking tuners. They all have like, just connect your phone.
Oh.
And I'm looking at my phone, and I'm like, it's at 20%, so we'll hear maybe 10 minutes of the movie. They had one radio left. And I picked this thing up. Then it was playing Hell to Find Batteries. So I found the batteries. I'm checking out, and I guess, I don't think Defford's Walmart is high class.
What one?
The one over here by the GameStop, the one that I would go to.
Yeah. That one's trash.
But it is. It is high class. Go to the one in Vineland.
Okay.
I don't think I had to pay. I think I could have just walked. I didn't get a bag. I didn't buy one of their stupid cloth bags. So they had the radio and the batteries. And I'm walking out, and I put the receipt in my pocket, and I went, "Oh, it's in my pocket." I went, "All right, you're good." And I went, "I could have just fucking walked out with this fucking shit."
Yeah.
That was frustrating because now I have a radio that I'm gonna go see more drive-in movies to utilize this radio. I also am really annoyed, and this is completely personal note. I don't know where the fuck my other boombox went. Tore apart this fucking house looking for that great radio I used to have that we took camping and shit like that.
Yeah.
Gone. So now I have a new radio.
I think somebody's got a brother you can ask.
It's probably there.
Yeah.
That's the first thing Jess said. She's like, it's probably at the campground. And I'm like, you know what? Between the two trailers, it might be down there. But like, I couldn't believe that it was that difficult to find an AM, FM. Well, actually, FM only tuner. There's no AM tuner on this fucking thing.
Really?
Well, allegedly they're supposed to be getting rid of AM radio.
It makes sense. Well, I was nervous because I had maybe been since 2020 since I was down there at the drive-in. I didn't remember the radio station you tuned to. And I was terrified it was an AM station because it was, like, in the vicinity.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's FM 90.5 or something.
Oh.
But I'm going down in 2 weeks to have the Flash on the board.
Ooh.
The new one?
The new one. The other screen was playing Fast X and some horror movie after that.
Fast what?
X.
Fast and
What's
Furious
that?
10.
The 10th Fast.
There's another one?
Yeah, and there's a second part.
There's 2 more coming.
Yeah.
He only wanted to make one more, and then Universal's like, "Oh, you got another one in you?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
What the
And there's another Hobbs spinoff.
What?
Another one of The Rock.
The Hobbs one wasn't too bad, but I didn't realize there was another.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Fucking
Oh, yeah.
Christ! I'm probably.
And they've got even more A-list actors in it. Captain Marvel's in this. John Cena returned. Aquaman's in this one. Whoever the fuck you want.
I'm trying to remember what the fuck the last.
Why?
one I saw
Did you work for
was.
Sony in the last 5 years? Yes, you're in. Did you work for Sony for the last 5 years? Yes, you're in. They just went down the entire actor guild.
The last one I had saw, I went back and watched Fast 9 because that's the one with John Cena.
I
Yeah.
think there was a tank in mine,
That's probably Fast 5.
and they stole something out of a bank or something.
No, I
Okay,
thought-
so here's the thing.
Yeah.
You could jump into Fast 10 and be totally, like, not lost. Because the Jason Momoa character is the son of the character in that one that got fucked up.
Okay,
And that's why he's back.
I'm getting there,
That's
baby.
why he's... You don't even know... The only thing you'll be like, why is John Cena here? And you don't even need to fucking care about that.
John, the wrestler.
Yeah, he's in it. Well, that's because The Rock stopped doing him. So, like, all right, we got
Oh,
another
The
wrestler
Rock
quota.
doesn't do it anymore.
Oh, but he's back now.
What the fuck?
Gotta keep up, man. It all happened in the same fucking movie.
What the fuck?
Kurt Russell's gone. Didn't know he was gone. Now his
Alright.
daughter's Brie Larson. So
I know I saw the Hobbs one.
yeah,
That had The Rock in it.
yeah, that was The Rock. Well, after that, he had a fight with Vin Diesel because he wouldn't come back and do Fast 8 or whatever. And
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
he called it like a candy ass, and Vin Diesel's like, man, it's all about family or whatever fucking Vin Diesel's all about. And basically, they got to this one, and the post-credit scene of Fast 10 is The Rock. Jason Momoa is like, I know you were involved, and he pulls off the mask, and of course, it's The Rock. You're missing out, man. And you want to talk about cinematic universes.
Oh, did you see that they're coming out with a new, they're planning a new Pirates?
A new Pirates movie?
With Johnny?
They haven't ruled him out.
I have been seeing that, because like, for a time being, when he was going through that trial, they were trying to attach Margot Robbie to it. They were going to go the female route of like I guess a Jane Sparrow. Whatever the fuck they would have called it. Who would eventually show up in Fast X Part 3.
Jesus fuck.
Also, the rate at which these characters die and come back. So Gal Gadot was in Fast and the Furious 4 and 5.
Yeah.
She died.
She's back.
She's back in Fast X.
Right.
Her Asian boyfriend Han.
Yeah.
He came back in Fast 9. He died too. So he's back.
How are they bringing these people back?
Because Mr. Nobody, who was played by Kurt Russell, who's dead as of right now, he faked all their deaths so they would come work for him.
Han.
So,
Fast 2,
Mr.
right?
Nobody.
Yeah, you remember Han?
Fast 2.
Han died, and Han's back.
When did he die?
He one of the fasts, somewhere between 5 and 9, because he came back in 9, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're alive!"
Oh my God.
And then in this one, at the first post-credit scene, Gal Gadot's in it, and it's like, "Oh shit, you're alive!" They're like, "Yeah, I've been working for Mr. Nobody this whole time. Who's dead?" And then The Rock came back in the second post-credit scene.
Do we know who Mr. Nobody is?
It's Kurt Russell.
Okay.
my
That's
God.
right. You did say that.
But Kurt Russell's plane went down in Fast 9. So
Alright.
by my math, he will be back by Fast Part X3, 4, whatever the fuck is that.
So,
The 12th movie.
when did Fast and Furious start?
In
1999.
We were watching, I think it came out at the same time Harry Potter came out.
Yeah, it's like 2000-ish.
We were in middle school.
How are they still fucking doing this?
Because family. That is the entire
Family.
lesson here. The man who made I Am Groot famous.
What else?
Wait, that was
What
James
else?
Gunn?
No,
Vin
it's
Diesel. No,
Vin
no.
Diesel.
Oh.
I was just gonna say, what else does Vin Diesel do besides those two roles?
Well, he's bringing back Triple X for a Part 4.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Wait, there's more than Jesus fucking Christ. There's
Fast
more
and-
too?
Well, okay, well, you
Fast
gotta
and
look at, you gotta
Furious?
look at these
I also heard
2001.
the rumor he's bringing back the,
2001.
but you gotta look at these franchises. He's not in all of them. he skips the second one and then realizes he's not a good actor and then goes back to his franchises.
Because I also heard he's supposed to be bringing back the
pacifier? I wouldn't doubt it.
No, the
Tooth
fucking Riddick.
Yes, there's another Riddick movie coming out too. Yeah. All things he bailed on with sequels. He did the one, he's like, nah, man, I'm not doing it anymore. Because he wasn't in Fast 2, he wasn't in Fast 3,
like,
and then he realized he couldn't film a movie, and he came back in Fast 4. Where they basically renamed the franchise Fast and Furious.
Jesus.
They just put the word "the" in front of it.
Jesus fucking
No, the first one's the Fast and Furious.
The first one's Fast and Furious.
No, the first one is the Fast and the Furious.
You sure?
That's what, according to Wikipedia.
That's right.
The
okay,
Fast
then
and the
Furious.
Furious.
The fourth one's Fast and Furious.
The second one is Too Fast, Too Furious.
Which brought in Tyrese, who's never left the franchise since because that's his moneymaker.
The third one, The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
Yes.
The fourth one, Fast and Furious.
Yeah, so the third one, they brought those characters back in the ninth one as, like, dipshits.
Jesus. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
Then you have
dipshits that were doing some science experiments.
Then you have Fast 5.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious 6.
Yeah.
Furious 7.
And then Fate.
The Fate of the Furious.
Yeah. And then F9.
F9.
And now it's FX, or Fast X.
Fast X.
They just
and
call
then
it F9.
Untitled Fast
they
X
couldn't
sequel.
even do Fast.
They're keeping on par with Jason. Jason X was the best Jason movie in the Friday the 13th franchise.
Alright.
But speaking of sequels.
This is D6. Eric.
I want to dedicate my post Dace Man Show adventures into breaking down the Fast and the Furious universe.
Down. Down.
But I don't
Down.
want to watch them.
I feel like I said the last one, which is probably like 6 or 7. I was like, I should probably go back and watch. I didn't realize they were that fucking bad.
They don't get better when you go back and watch them.
Holy shit.
And they don't get better as they grow. So
I bet
I remember
the first one's probably still pretty good to rewatch.
Well, yes, because that has like one of the only characters that stayed dead.
Yeah.
The Victor guy.
And then 2 is the one where they're drifting, right?
That's 3.
That's 3. Tokyo Drift.
What the fuck's the
second one? They're in Florida. He drives to Florida for whatever reason, or Miami or something, and he meets up with Tyrese because Vin Diesel's like, nah, dog, I don't do sequels. Little did Vin Diesel know, a decade later, he's doing nothing but sequels.
I don't even know if I even watched that one. I thought the second one was the Tokyo one.
No, Tokyo one's those two dipshits out in Tokyo.
Man.
But this one's in Florida with Paul Walker and a new black guy.
I don't know if there's enough liquor in here for me. Jesus.
Is Vin Diesel black?
No, he's white.
Is he? Was he Greek?
I don't think he's... I don't know. Google it.
That's what I'm going to do.
Just like, I don't know.
I feel like that's something we need to like watch.
Because I was going to say, like, he's some kind of Hispanic.
His mother is white with English, German, Scottish, and Irish ancestry.
Oh, so he can play James Bond.
And his adoptive father is African American.
Adoptive?
Yes.
So not real father.
Referring to his biological father's background, Diesel has said that he himself is definitely a person of color.
I mean, I would claim that, too, if it wasn't obvious.
Let's be realistic. Elizabeth Warren's a person of color.
She's part of the,
Native tribe.
Native tribe.
You just pay $50 and they'll accept you.
Yeah.
So...
Does that mean I can open up an Indian casino?
Yes.
Did any of you watch the clip I sent to the NWO chat with Louis C.K. talking
Yes!
about... Okay,
yes! Yes!
The rest of that special started popping up in my TikTok feed. He does a joke about how his grandfather... He's Jewish.
Yeah.
So he's like, I had to do shows over in Poland, and I visited Auschwitz. And then he laughed and went, yeah, you all made me do shows in Poland. And then he goes, I can make fun of the Holocaust because I'm technically Jewish. And he's like, my grandfather's the only one who escaped Auschwitz. He moved to Mexico, switched on his fucking immigration papers, and he was Christian. Because fuck being Jewish anymore, that's a bad thing. And he went, hola, me llamo Louis. So this pale Irish Polish kid from fucking wherever the fuck Louis C.K. is from. I just thought it was funny that he's a person of color if you think about it. His grandfather was Mexican. In the long run.
That's right.
Anyway.
Speaking of sequels.
Where did that...
Speaking of sequels.
Go on. I don't know how we got there.
We watched, me and my son, we watched Across the Spider-Verse.
I was gonna bring that up. And just, like, I'm so used to bringing movies up that I've seen and people go, nah.
Well, so, my kid, we get to the end of the movie, he goes, there's a second part coming out. He was livid. He was something. We just watched a 2-hour movie, and there's a second part coming out. It's just like Fast 10. I can't believe there's a second part. And he just went his whole 2-minute rant about there's a second part coming out, how it's not fair to him, and he just wants to watch the second part now.
This is his Lord of the Rings.
Yes, this is going to be his Lord of the Rings.
Where they're walking, it's like, oh, we're going to get some good stuff, and it just goes bum, bum,
Yeah,
bum.
as soon as something actually exciting's happening, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Although that entire movie was exciting.
I liked it. They had...
So is this
It's the animated one.
the one that came out?
Hey, thank you, Pereza.
Yeah. And then they went to now it's Into the Spider-Verse. This one? No. It's sequels. So the crazy thing is...
There's a sequel to that? Jesus Christ.
It's a trilogy. We haven't gotten the third one yet.
Okay.
As of now, it's a trilogy.
The crazy thing is...
So time out. Who's making it? Is that Disney or...
Sony.
So Sony's
Sony.
making... Okay, I just want to make sure.
Sony has...
This is not in...
Don't. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Is
yes,
it in...
technically it is a part...
I would say right now,
Multiverse?
no. Right now it's not.
Okay.
I'm
just
By the
asking.
end of next year, it
I'm
could
asking
be.
for a friend.
By the end of next year, it totally could be. So the interesting thing is they describe the
Isn't there
multiverse.
one of them that has a Spider-Man that's a pig?
Spider-Ham. Oh, he's in the first one. That's my favorite character. He's voiced by John Mulaney, and he's hilarious. Not in the second one, for the record. Not till the very fucking end, where it's like, oh, Spider-Ham's back, and they go, we'll continue, and it's like, no. You didn't even give us any John Mulaney vocals. Maybe he was in rehab, but they were filming.
I think he could have been in rehab. It's the whole reason why there's 2 parts. They're like, how can we drag this out so we get John Mulaney back?
Yeah, how can you bring them back? And you put Spider-Man Noir and Spider-Ham in there, and you know Nick Cage and John Mulaney are coming back. It's like, yep, you got me. I will be there for the third one. But they explain the multiverse as the Spider-Verse. The interesting thing about the Spider-Verse is they show clips from the Tobey Maguire movie. They show clips from the Andrew
Garfield. If you
Garfield.
think about it being the Spider-Verse, wasn't he's the one that kind of caused the whole...
Yeah.
They hit
make
that.
mention of that too.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on that nerd and Doctor Strange on Earth. Blah 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 blah.
1999-99.
He's the one that technically broke the.
So they're explaining the multiverse as a Spider-Verse, and that there's canon events that have to happen, like Uncle Ben has to die,
It's kind of fucked
Or
up.
the equivalent.
or the equivalent. Donald Glover.
Does that mean the mom has to die every once in a while?
The mom. Oh, Aunt May.
Yeah.
What
Well,
did
because
in-
she took part of...
Well, I'm just saying, you're saying we're equivalent, so the equivalent could be the mom dying, not the father.
Or it's
whatever.
Miles' dad,
Uncle,
or
yeah.
Gwen's dad, or in some instances, Gwen's Peter dies instead of Gwen dying. Basically, there's a death that pivots your fucking life.
Interesting.
And the whole problem is Miles catches on that, oh shit, my dad is my canon, and I gotta go stop it. And they go, no, you can't stop it. You have to let it happen.
So here's my beef with the entire movie.
I have a couple beefs.
So my biggest beef
I have a couple porks, mainly. Go ahead.
is that the big bad.
We could just steamroll him, right? Just like I do Frank.
Well, the big bag is the Spot.
Is the Spot guy. So the B villain.
Spot guy.
The B side.
There's a guy that can travel through multiverses because he has these spots of dark matter.
You know how fucked up it would be if this is how Condon shows up and then brings into the actual, what's called?
Oh, I feel like Kang might show up in this third one.
Yeah, because and then it wraps it into the actual MCU.
It
That
could.
would be really fucked up.
It totally could.
And then you'll realize they were the only thing progressing.
Be great if Paul Rudd's Baskin Robbins character showed up in it. Oh, hey, what's up? Donald Glover's in it.
Yep.
So I have a question. Since it is a cartoon,
Yes.
There's also live action in it, but go on.
okay, did they
There's also Lego in it.
like put what's his name in it? Stan Lee.
No.
Not that I'd have to
it.
go back and they really haven't put Stan Lee in anything since Endgame, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say after the two big ones.
Because he wasn't in Far From Home,
He wasn't. No.
which was the Spider-Man after that. I think Endgame was his last cameo.
Damn. You would think, because that would be somewhere where you could probably.
But they normally reference him though.
They might have. Well, they
There's
also
normally some type of
So
reference.
So they bring.
I'm just saying you could easily put them into an anime thing and steal lines from like another.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
They've
I'll
done
flat
that.
out put it out there. Watching it in the drive-in, I didn't catch all the Easter eggs. He could be in there.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
show you the artists came
Yeah,
out and
but
said
you
they animated 298 Spider-Man.
Usually when they don't usually hide him though.
They might.
Sometimes they do, like Big Hero 6.
They hit him in the first one. The first one you see a glimpse
was in
of
the
him
subway.
as the subway train's moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like a blink and miss it type thing.
Yeah.
All right.
We just hit a home run.
Not us.
Not us.
Or no,
It
was
is us.
I thought it was 0-5. I thought you just hit a 3-run homer.
Isn't that the Phillies dugout?
Yeah,
It is.
Scotty the Hottie.
Stoddy
not.
too hottie?
Yeah.
Sure. Whatever.
Anyway.
5-3. It's not looking good.
So this typical Nola. This is you have Mrs. Chang from Venom appears in this. The convenience store lady from the Venom movies.
Oh,
She shows up in it.
I only watched the first one so far because that's the only one that went on a streaming service.
That makes sense.
No, Venom Carnage is out.
What's it on?
What is it on?
HBO Max.
Is it?
I believe so.
I don't know. I just watched.
It might be coming to Disney
I just
Plus.
watched the Venom one. I literally watched like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
See,
Because it literally just released on.
The problem with
I
Sony
forget
is
which one it was. Either Netflix or it might have been Actually, I think it was HBO is where I think it released.
the problem with Sony is they sell most of their movies to the Stars app, which doesn't make sense to me. And then they
No,
get
I don't have
exclusivity
that,
on it. Yeah, no one does. But they bring in Mrs. Chang for a scene. They bring in the Lego Spider-Man. Donald Glover, who plays the Prowler, or Aaron Davis is
Sure.
his name.
Sure.
Miles Morales' uncle in the Tom Holland Spider-Mans. The guy in the first Spider-Man movie for MCU that gets his hand webbed to the car. And he goes, I got ice cream in there. He shows up in this as what his character would evolve into.
Which is an interesting take.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm curious, because I didn't catch his dialogue, because I was too busy cheering.
He,
Well, did you hear his line?
Actually,
No.
I wouldn't mind rewatching all the Spider-Mans.
So,
It's been a really long time.
the way he was sitting in that capsule,
most of them are Disney.
and the way he was just kind of saying, like, yeah, I don't care, was interesting to me because he was originally, there was a huge mass movement to make him Miles Morales.
Well, yeah, and they also included him in the first Spider-Man movie with the scene from Community animated.
Yes. Because he's a very huge Miles Morales fan, and that's what he wanted to do. And
Yeah.
so far, Sony has said no.
Well, yeah, he's too old now. Like, if they would have grabbed him, like, Community fresh,
Yeah.
maybe. Now it's like he could play Uncle Aaron, the Prowler.
Yeah.
I mean, he has, if you think about it, twice.
Yeah.
They brought in scenes from the old, the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans, the Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans. Apparently, there is gameplay of Spider-Man 2 for PS5 in this movie.
I remember seeing Insomniac somewhere on the screen.
They brought in the Spider-Man from that game. He's the first one you see in the whole meme pointing.
Yeah.
He's in the corner. So they brought in the Spider-Man game Spider-Man and actually had that voice actor voice him. Because he has dialogue when they're lecturing Miles.
Yeah.
They brought in Ben, the clone Spider-Man, the Scarlet Spider,
Okay.
voiced by Andy Samberg at the end.
My God, I shouldn't worry. Think about it. You can even have like even the '90s cartoons just show
They did.
up.
Oh,
yeah,
they
I was
had
just gonna
the-
say, you can go crazy with it.
Was it the 60s one?
Yeah.
That barely moved when he was chasing him. Because, like, I guess they just did stop animation or whatever. They had the Lego version. Apparently, Universe, there's a car version of Spider-Man that looks like the RC from Toy Story. He was in it. There was a T-Rex version of Spider-Man, a cat version.
Wild West.
Yeah, the gunslinger.
Yeah. Da Vinci.
Now you're starting to remind me of the fucking Star Wars, the random one where they're all different art styles.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That is this entire fucking movie.
Interesting.
The first villain you see is Vulture, but like in a Leonardo da Vinci plans
Sketch
style.
Yeah.
And he's voiced by Yorma.
Yeah.
From Lonely Island, which is crazy.
Interesting.
It was a decent movie.
I enjoyed
Again,
it.
my problem with it, Spider-Ham.
Just means we get more Spider-Ham in the
It
third.
better be straight up Spider-Ham. Because, like, if you think about it, the first one is a Miles Morales point of view.
Yep.
This one's definitely Gwen Stacy's point of view.
Did you watch the new Rockstar Breakdown?
Yeah. Where, like, the opening montage.
Is her trying to recruit everyone.
Yeah, and she's basically telling this, like, the movie that we're watching is what that she's telling the people that she's recruiting.
Yeah.
So clearly the third one has to be through the view of Spider-Ham and what he's been up to.
Damn right.
And I hope it's rehab. Like, I hope it's just the hour-long John Mulaney special he did about going to rehab in Lancaster, PA.
Nice.
I would see that movie multiple fucking
God,
times.
I went there for fucking. We went there for the train thing.
Mm-hmm.
The
Well, John Mulaney was down the road in rehab.
holy crap, man! That is like. I wouldn't mind doing like a bread and butter breakfast out there or something, and just staying up there for a while. Like,
Or a rehab.
I don't know if the Amish people would like me too much, but like.
No, we accept you.
They take your drug addicts in.
Yeah,
We'll
well,
be fine with you.
Like,
as an Amish person, we will accept you, Gibby.
I was legitimately, we were leaving the train thing because Thomas the Tank Engine or whatever was there, so I had to pay a fucking arm and a leg because God fucking forbid.
Thomas.
Yeah. And literally there clearly was a party happening. And I wanted to stop, and Ashley yelled at me.
An Amish party?
Oh, yeah.
Like a legit Amish?
Yeah.
No, like DJ?
All horse and buggies.
And fiddles?
I honestly have no idea.
That's
All
the devil
horse
music.
and buggies, all freaking flocking into the same
When did you
house.
go? Did you go? You went on a weekend, right?
I went over, over the summer.
Did you go on a Sunday? Maybe they were going to church or whatever their church equivalent is.
I
No,
took
it would've
off
been
for
Sunday.
it, or I think it was a Friday.
Wait, isn't there Sabbath to Saturday?
No, Sunday.
Sunday?
Sunday, yeah. I think it was
Sunday.
a Friday.
You're thinking of Jewish people.
But it was legit. Well,
I'm not
first
gonna
off,
do-
I
It's okay.
was leaving, so it was towards the end of the day, not the beginning. Well,
Oh, you didn't stay overnight.
no.
Oh, okay.
I drove out, did the train thing, and then as I was coming on my way back home,
Well, yeah, they're done raising the barn.
I wanted
Yeah,
to.
they did all the work for the day.
I wanted to like pull off, and then I got yelled at because
Did you at least?
there was so many horse and buggies just pulling into this one. It was ridiculous.
Did you at least do the right thing?
What?
Roll down your windows and blast a certain song.
I should have. That's a good point. No, I was more
You at
like
least have to do that.
I just wanted to go in so fucking bad. I'm like, oh my god! I would love to just chill there. Yeah, dude, even just chilling there playing that, like, oh
You
my
could have
god.
pulled up our or 05 talent show on YouTube and showed them what we did.
Shoulda.
Like, was this Amish enough? Did
Yeah.
we do you justice?
Did we do you justice?
There were stage lights, so we didn't.
Yeah, it was quite it was kind of annoying at first because I didn't realize what was going on.
Oh yeah, it pissed me the fuck off. Horse and buggy slowing you down.
Because I'm trying to drive, and now it's horse and buggy, and they're just lined up like fucking crazy, all going to the same spot. And
They're going to their drive-through.
And then I realized what they were doing, and then I'm like, should we pull in?
I totally would.
Should we pull in? Like, there's clearly a party happening right now. Like, I'm curious. So
I saw everyone walk in. I just wanted to know. I thought everyone was invited.
I feel like you have an in just because we did it back in 05.
Yeah.
And you.
Yeah.
And I think I'm part Pennsylvania Dutch.
Sure, same. Why not? I can identify however I want to identify.
Yeah, and I would totally identify as Amish except for the whole electricity thing. I need electricity.
Oh, just say you're a rank. If you're out in Lancaster, just say you're a rank.
I'm gonna
You're
say
fine.
I'm a Dace.
Well,
I'm like, look at my beard. It does not come in right here. I'm clearly one of your people.
that's years of inbreeding right there.
Yeah, it does not
Just
come
need
in.
to, like,
Missed opportunities, man.
fucking women. Fucking women, man.
Just the very subtle, not subtle, on the nose, Amish Paradise blasting is what I would have went for.
Yeah, I should have. I was just too astonished by wanting to pull over and getting yelled at.
So I do have a ranting moment that I thought of through this conversation because the Amish is part of our history.
Yes.
They are.
Yes.
So I went down to our nation's capital on Saturday before
Yeah.
they fucking scattered the fighter jets on Sunday. But
They did. Oh my god.
I missed that sonic boom. But I was down there Saturday to go to the Phillies. Their current winning streak is thanks to me. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
But I went to the Smithsonian's beforehand. When the fuck did they start doing their Disneyland reserve bullshit?
Thank God you told me that because I was gonna try doing that.
The space and air, right?
I was gonna do it this summer. I was gonna try taking them down there.
So-
Now I know I gotta reserve fucking shit. So now it's like, all right. So now before I go down, I gotta like figure out what.
Well,
I
here's the
reserve.
problem. Jess talked to the guy. They released them at 8:30 that morning. So for us, coming out of Jersey, we're probably already on the road.
So wait a minute. So you can't order them like the day before?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh fuck. All right. Well, I guess I'm not going there.
Now, the only thing I can think of, they are doing massive construction to this Air and Space. So the guys said that you needed tickets for were Air and Space, Holocaust, which kind of made sense because I think they were doing something for World War II down there. I'm going to assume either this week or last week was a big World War II date. Like it ended, maybe?
For Memorial Day?
No.
Or Memorial Day,
D-Day. I think yesterday was D-Day.
Okay, so they were doing something down there with the vets because we ran into a bunch of them.
We are in June.
Yeah.
We ran into a bunch of them at the Holiday Inn where we parked. So the Holocaust Museum, and then there was a third one that I don't remember what the fuck he said. So we went down to the American History one, which, walk right in, no fucking problem.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I parked at the Space and Air, the Space and Air Museum is the one you go to, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I would have just wandered around for a while until my wife yelled at me.
Well, no, we ended up wandering down to the...
Go to all the
so
museums.
the Space and Air is, up by the fucking Capitol, and the American History one is down by the fucking monument.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, you walk the whole fucking National Mall.
Did I ever tell you the time? Did I ever tell you the time I fell asleep on the National Mall?
I can totally see it's easy. There's a lot of people that were just chilling there.
I was
It's a beautiful
legit
day.
I was not even 6 feet off where the walkway is, just laying on the grass. Just
Yeah,
the cops walked over, kicked me, said, "Are you alive?" I said yes, and went back to sleep.
yeah, I could totally see that because there was a lot of people sunbathing or
Yeah.
exercising, which completely threw Jimmy off. Also, all the scooters. They've got the scooter service there.
Oh yeah.
Where you just wave your credit card, get on a scooter, and go, which I totally would have done if I didn't have a baby. But as we're walking the American History one, you pass the Asian History, dead, nobody was in there. The African History Museum, dead, nobody was in there. And then just the general History Museum.
Mm-hmm.
And then American History.
Oh.
There was 4 of them, and they were all dead. But the Air and Space that I had been hyping Jimmy on the entire fucking ride, there's going to be the fucking planetarium you can go into to do the show there. That you're going to see fucking rocket ships, airplanes.
You can always go to the Franklin Institute to the planetarium.
Well, yeah, now I got to do that because
I did that with TJ when he was young.
Franklin is I love
I
doing
totally
that.
overhyped the Air and Space that I do owe him a Franklin Institute because we walked through the American one. I'm like, this doesn't have buttons and shit you can push.
The Franklin Institute's pretty fun. I mean, TJ had fun there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff they could interact with.
Yeah.
This was guards would just walk around don't fucking touch it.
Yeah.
There's a big ass train in the American one.
Actually, fucking Crazy the Police Touch Museum right there. And
Yeah.
It's all literally right there on the strip.
But I thought there was at least a little bit of touching. In the electricity part, where the whole electric race, where they're going through...
I don't think you're going to do anything at most museums.
There was one button that showed if you pushed it, it makes a loud fucking noise that makes everybody jump, which is funny.
Yeah.
And then it shows you what the fucking meters out back do for your electric bill. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is riveting. No wonder nobody came to this fucking one.
Yeah. I constantly want to take them back there because they do a lot of
The heart is a big
time
thing.
things. The heart thing sucks, but he liked it. But yeah.
The kids love the heart.
Yeah,
I don't understand it, but
and
they do.
It seemed so much better when I was a kid, and then you go there older, and it's like,
This is a really crowded hallway.
yeah, what the fuck?
Claustrophobic vibes start happening.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
Is this what my heart feels like now?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Well, they're currently doing a Disney exhibit over there. Aren't
Exactly. Yeah.
Worth every penny.
I was debating taking him for the Harry Potter thing.
Worth every penny for the Disney exhibit.
they? So I'll have to go over there with him at some point, just because
Yeah.
I was
You
so
gotta
hyped
get
for
you
the
gotta
Air
get ready.
Space.
Tell them to sit down and shut the fuck up. Because the Disney one has so much to read.
Oh, he won't like that.
You won't like that then, yeah.
But I mean, they have a lot of displays.
Because they had a shit ton of displays at the American History one, and I'm reading into it because there was an entertainment section.
Yeah.
He had no interest.
I was gonna say probably most of the special exhibits the kids probably won't like.
No.
Yeah.
He might have liked the Harry Potter one. I missed that. Well,
That was so hard though. You had to pre-reserve for that because that thing filled up super
fast.
whole fucking quick. It was mind-boggling. Yeah.
because I took him into the store and all right, you guys get one thing since this is one of our trips for the summer. Because we're not doing a big vacation this year. We're just going to do small trips.
Yeah.
And he went and got a Star Wars Lego set. I was like, that shows nothing that you've been in DC. This is something I could have bought for you at Walmart.
You Because
cheaper.
He's telling you, I want to go back to Disney.
That's exactly what he brings. So the fun fact I found out is he thought that house we rented is our second home. He brings it up anytime we're eating. Hey, are we going to go check on our second home anytime soon? It's like, that was a rental, dude. We don't live there.
Did you spark something in my brain? The
Star Cruiser?
The Star Cruiser is closing down.
Yeah, not even 18 months to the date when it closes.
So I would do that if it was like not anywhere as near as fucking stupidly expensive as they want.
$6,000 for a cubby hole.
Yeah.
And it's
That's what Logan wanted to do. That
is like I would really enjoy it, except I have a family.
Yeah, the family runs you up to like $13,000 almost.
Yeah. Even though I actually already said that if I wanted to do it, I'd have to kick her out anyway. They wouldn't like it.
They'd be stuck in there for 2 days.
Yeah,
you can't. Can't get off.
I would love it, but like it's still stupid expensive even for one person.
I was listening to a Kevin Smith podcast on the way back from DC, and he predicted that they're going to strip it down, and it's going to be a dinner experience, or like a meal experience that Disney does, where it's like, hey, come in, 2-hour session, get out, and they'll just like churn and burn there for a cheaper price. Which sucks, but like at least they're still putting it to use.
It'd be nice if it was a little bit longer than that, but yeah.
Basically, like
at least a 6-hour day.
I think they need to do it like to where it wasn't like, or they need to make it to where like there was like a 1-day thing, like you're forced 3 days.
Yeah,
you couldn't do anything less than 3 days, which I felt.
And is it an actual cruise or no?
It's a hotel.
It's a hotel. It's
and
just a hotel.
All the screens are plasma, and it simulates
locked,
space.
Yeah, you're locked in. When you're in, you're in.
I would want to breathe fresh air.
They had put.
No.
Well, they do give you a. You land at one point where you can go to Galaxy's Edge, and you come back.
Okay.
I wouldn't even leave. Like there's like you.
I've done the be in a hotel for multiple days in a row once.
But this
it's
is
not fun.
This is an experience. Like there's people like it's. I don't know. I would enjoy it. My whole point of it was I couldn't just even for me a diehard like Star Wars fan. I couldn't fathom spend $6,000 for just 3 days.
On that Kevin Smith podcast I listened to, the guy computed it to football.
Yeah.
He's like, Galaxy Edge is like going to a regular season game. The hotel or the cruiser is the Super Bowl. You're paying. Not everybody's going to do it, but if you're willing to spend $6,000 to $7,000, this is your thing. Yeah. You're the diehard fan that does this shit.
Okay.
But it was a poor business model. Apparently, it's very expensive to pay all the actors. They were never running at max occupancy the entire time.
Just imagine if they cut it in half, like the $3,000. $3,000 for 3 nights.
It's not far-fetched.
I'd be way more. I could stomach that way more.
And it covers 2 people, right? The $3,000 would cover 2 people because the room. It's $3,000 for a room, and the room has 2 beds. So
that was my whole like There was just so much money for fucking.
I think the problem is too they lock actors in there with you.
Yeah.
So now you're housing the actors, and they're playing that role.
They're playing roles the entire time.
They're probably union.
Yeah, some of them are in costume, etc. And you're not supposed to like leave. I guess they can go into their room and come out of it, but like.
It's like a cruise for them.
Yeah. So it's interesting, but I thought it was a great idea. It just the problem was their price point was just astronomical. It just made no sense.
It was for the 1%, 1%ers of the Star Wars fans, which is probably like.
But you need you need the 1%ers of the. But they also need to be really really into Star Wars and also have a lot of fucking money.
Yeah. So
it's like the 1% of the 1%.
They probably tapped that market in the first month.
Yeah, like that's the problem. It's like you went so hyper specific.
Didn't Aaron do that too or no?
I don't think he did.
Okay.
What?
Aaron when he went to Disney. I don't think he did that.
Okay.
He was at Galaxy's Edge, I'm pretty sure.
So remember he did like an expensive shot.
He probably went to Savi's fucking lightsaber thing.
Okay.
That I couldn't get into.
Well, no, I don't think he did the lightsaber. I think he did the. Did he do the robot thing? He said?
I did the robot thing.
Oh, you did the robot thing.
Because that was like $80.
Yeah.
And not everybody rushed to the robot thing.
Yeah.
Everybody rushes the goddamn lightsaber thing, and that thing's like $250. But it is what it is. So you might be thinking, hey, why is the show on a Monday this week after you advertised all the final shows would be on Tuesdays? Well, there's a good reason for that. Our last story of the night is Diablo 4, released this past weekend. If you were lucky enough to... Thursday.
Releases tomorrow.
The early access
Early
happened
access
Friday.
for people who prepaid did it on Thursday.
Did you get any playtime on your early access pass that you've been bragging about for months?
I did.
Okay.
Not a lot. Not
a
lot.
level 61?
Not even remotely close. Not even. I think I'm maybe around level 20. Maybe. I've been only putting in
an hour or two a day?
Maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours if I'm lucky.
Okay.
And I'm doing a lot of the side quests, etc. I'm not necessarily
plowing through the main story,
which I'm sure a lot of people are. I'm just kind of enjoying myself. I'm doing a lot of there's dungeons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do those. Like if you're a completionist, this game you're gonna have a problem if you're a completionist. I can tell you that already because every dungeon has its own little
boss.
Like tag or whatever, and it gives you something specific or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know how when you do do you play Diablo? You play Diablo 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there's certain events that are random or whatever that you would just oh look, this randomly generated this random event that you can do.
Yeah.
Well, they're also in here.
So each dungeon has potential to have their own random events.
Yes.
Well, I don't think it's random per se because I think the world is fixed.
Okay.
And you can just go into them if you want to.
Okay.
The events are random whether or not they are spawned in or not. But you know where they spawn in at.
Okay, if they happen to spawn that day.
Or that hour or whatever. I have no idea how the spawn rules work. But, and you can do it and it fills up this book thing you got. And it gives you, I don't know what exactly it gives you, but it seems like it gives you something. I don't know if it's cosmetic. I haven't really figured it out yet. I've done a couple of them. Probably my biggest issue, I've gotten so used to actually listening to music and stuff when I actually play video games.
So you're not listening to the story?
That's my problem. So it's why I only play for a couple hours because it's like, all right, I gotta listen to music and then so I'll go jump onto a different game or something.
Or you could do Dan and just keep entering and skipping through it.
I don't understand how you can
how do you enjoy the? I think it's grinding to grind, right?
Defeats the purpose. Like I don't. Whatever. I don't know. But yeah, he's way.
He was level 61 as of 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, he's way ahead of me. I can tell you that right now.
He was not the guy they released the image that was a level 100.
Yeah.
He's close.
He's close.
Well, I think it's only up to level 50, and then the last 50 are Paragon levels, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, there's a guy that hit 100.
Yeah, so that means he maxed out. But I'm not.
Why would you though? Like, I get okay, yay, I'm the guy that did it. But you just spent $100 for a fucking game that you played in 54 hours straight.
Yes.
Why?
People do that in WoW, which I didn't understand.
I'm still playing Jedi Survivor.
There's certain things.
He's playing endgame. Some people like endgame where you just constantly just try to grind for the best loot possible.
I don't mind that to a certain extent. Diablo 3 was just like
that was brutal.
That was a fucking brutal grind. Like Diablo 2's grind, I didn't think was that bad. Fucking Diablo 3's grind was just fucking horrible. Like I still don't understand why that was whatever. I'm hoping
they rushed it.
I'm hoping Diablo 4's grind is a little bit more palatable. But I haven't gotten there. I'm not even remotely close. I haven't even done any of the world bosses. I haven't done any of that shit yet, so.
Tomorrow on this stream we'll be doing it. Woo!
Yeah, woo! So my only question is, because I don't know if we can party up until you get to the town or not. That's my only call out.
Well, somebody might be taking a lunch to get through the town, because the town is what the beta was, right?
No, you can get way past the town, I think. You get up to level 25, I think, in the beta.
Okay, so it's not as long as the beta was.
Granted, I don't know what level 25 got you to, because I still haven't gotten there yet.
I think I was a level 16 when I played the beta.
When I was playing beta, I don't think I made it past like 10 or 11. Like, I basically got to the town, and then that was basically it. But
that's the town you got to get to.
Yeah, the big town, and then
it doesn't take too long.
So once you get, you're playing. It's like I actually pretty much skipped everything up until the town, and because I'm like already seen all this already, so I don't have to actually worry about it. But getting there, like, unless you're actually watching everything, it's pretty quick. I think it took me. I don't even think it took me an hour to get to there.
So I could do this on a lunch break.
Yeah.
And be ready for our stream tomorrow night.
Yes.
Well, that was gonna be my question, is because obviously I'm gonna have to start a new character if I'm gonna play with you guys, which I'm okay with.
I will be a sorcerer.
That's actually where I was thinking of going, but all right.
You have 2 sorcerers, right? No, maybe. How many people can you get in a group? That was a conversation that was happening.
It's
But-
probably I think 4, because I
4.
think that's roughly what.
Boo!
That's what 3 was.
Boo.
So you guys need a 4th.
We have probably all the way up to an 8th.
How?
You got Tim, you got Aaron, you got, I don't know if Dan will play with plebes.
Dan's not playing because he's got a raid.
Okay. Alright, so maybe we have 6?
Fight to the death, you other 3. Are you other...
I don't know if Frank's getting it.
I don't think Frank's
Well,
getting
I
it.
doubt Frank's. I mean, at this point, Frank's probably gonna AIDS.
Yeah, AIDS. It's gonna kick in.
I was gonna say. 'Cause
Do you
now-
really buy anything once you get
No,
AIDS?
he already told me that he is not going over there tomorrow.
Well, that makes sense, because we were supposed to do the show
Yeah, because
tomorrow.
when he left this evening, he was just like, "Yeah, I'm not telling her that the day the show got got moved to Monday, so I can be home Tuesday." And I was like, "Oh, we're gonna go back to this circle."
What is he actually gonna buy it though?
I don't know.
I don't know if he'll buy it or not.
I
Alan,
don't
know
see him
he's gonna
buying
buy
it.
Alan already bought it.
Okay, Alan already bought it.
I have it on reserve that I'm picking up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tim, I'm pretty sure pre-ordered it. Jarrett pre-ordered it. And you already have.
Yeah, I pre-ordered with the extra money so that I can actually play.
I put in the extra money and didn't get the early access. I get a nice little book that's harder than a normal book.
Woo!
Yeah.
All the fun.
Yeah, but
Potentially my last GameStop reservation.
damn.
What?
They changed their power-up rewards thing. You can't stockpile them anymore. They
Aw.
will go down to 0 at some point, and the rewards are fucking they're just coupons.
Oh.
It's fucking stupid. I liked with the rewards program when they used to give you, like, unique statues or unique, like, collectibles.
Yeah.
No, now it's like a $50 coupon, and there's always a catch to the coupon.
That has to be
Can't
used
use it on a
games.
AAA game.
Can't use it on AAA game. You accidentally bought the online version, so you gotta go home and order it online. Or, you bought the in-store version, so you gotta go to a store and get the fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Oh.
And you could buy the in-store thing, but not use it on same-day shipping.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
Great.
I'll tell you what I bought today, though.
Ooh, what did you buy?
Because, and I think it's only good for like another, till tomorrow or something. FIFA, the Ultimate Edition, for FIFA 23,
Yeah.
is $40 instead of
70.
$100.
What?
Yeah. But the regular edition's still the same price. Boggle my mind. I bought it because Ted Lasso and Richmond AFC is in the game. As well as Wrexham from the Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhaney team.
Okay.
What? I was talking to you. Shut up.
Bitch.
Even when you were plugged in. It's
But,
terrifying.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm actually enjoying it, but I also am realizing
Don't burn out quick.
it's definitely not my game, not my game mode. Let's put it that way.
Is it leaning heavy towards console?
Well,
Because that was part of your beef with Diablo 3.
Diablo 3 was really, really bad. This one's not as bad, I will admit that. Even though I haven't really gotten that far into it, it still has stupid 6 slots, but that's a different story. I do think the skill tree and all that's much better, but it's definitely much more. This is way more RPG-ish than a hack and slash.
Oh.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see.
Interesting. Well, I gotta beat this before June 20th because Crash Bash, or whatever the fuck they're calling it, comes
Yeah.
out.
That's what we're gonna play.
Yeah, I'm moving on to that game after this.
So it is what it is. We'll see.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's gonna do it for our fourth to the last episode of the Dace Man Show. Let's go around the horn and see what everybody's doing. Obviously, you know we're playing Diablo tomorrow night, but go on, Gibby.
I assume am I streaming?
Probably better content than if anyone else does.
I guess I'm streaming tomorrow. Like I was
I'll stream
planning
tomorrow.
on playing. I wasn't sure who was streaming. I guess we'll figure that out. Most likely, I assume it'd be me, because Jared will stream for an hour and say fuck it.
And I'm on the Xbox. I don't fully have that area set up yet for my streaming, but
That's fine. I have no problem streaming. It's not So I enjoy the game. It's going to be pretty rough for me for 4 hours, but I'll deal with that later. It's rough streaming Minecraft for 4 fucking hours,
Yeah,
to be honest. But yeah, so that's me, and then I believe, and I don't know what we're going to do Wednesday, but I believe we're streaming Minecraft Wednesday as well. I don't know who's streaming that either.
I might pick up that stream. I think I could do that one.
Okay.
Because I could play that on the PC.
Which again, I will be there because that's obviously the
new patch.
I believe, drops. Is it Tuesday?
Yeah,
Tomorrow.
Tuesday.
Tomorrow. So.
Oh no, it drops Wednesday, the 7th.
Does it drop Wednesday?
Yes, the 7th.
Okay.
Oh.
So somebody's got to make sure the realm updates, and the rest of us have to make sure we update our shit. In order to then get yelled at for me to go find more blossom trees.
Best of luck on that one.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a lot fucking easier since I can fly.
Well, now I gotta find you.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm not gonna be looking for blossom trees.
Well, I just gotta chop them down and get the fucking seedlings, and that's it.
Well, we gotta think of a project to do with them then.
That's
basically, if you want the camera, I gotta follow you.
Well, we need blossom trees.
There's camel.
A sniffer.
The sniffer for the museums.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And then the camel, I don't... The problem with the camel is whether or not it's just randomly, if it will spawn in any desert village. Because there's a shit ton of desert villages near me.
Have they still considered deserts after what you did to them?
Shut up! I need their sand. But you're right. Or do we need to find a new desert village?
That would suck.
That would suck.
I would imagine... I would hope no, because they're mobs. They're not...
That's how I feel like on it too. Because we want to at least get two so you can start breeding them.
Yeah.
So, and then the problem is I haven't seen, at least when we've done all our hardcores with the every village we found that had one, it's only ever one.
Well, there's one by Frank and there's one by you, village-wise, right?
There is like 3 or 4 desert villages
Here
literally in the same desert biome that I am stealing all of the sand from. So the question is, like I said, whether or not they will spawn there or not, or does it have to be completely new generated? I don't know.
We'll find out Wednesday.
Yeah, we will, because that probably my first task is to look at the fucking deserts and figure out if fucking camels showed up. Because I think that would be kind of interesting, because you can put chests on them and stuff, so make things a little bit easier.
We can start moving some of the shit we have around the realm back to the Amazon or something.
Yeah, and then you can tether. I wonder if you can tether a camel to a camel.
A caravan! We give the first Minecraft caravan.
That's what I'm saying. It could be kind of interesting.
They all fall off the mountain and everything's just
They should really change the fucking Wandering Trader to camels, to be honest. It would make way more sense than the fucking llamas he's carrying.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
Just saying. Make it happen, Bojangles. And then the next question I'd have, obviously, because you can ride them as well. I wonder if you could do the same stupid hack cheat thing that they were doing with
speed them up.
Yeah, with the horses or whatever.
That'd be pretty badass.
Now you have a fucking fast ass camel because of speed potions.
I'll also be interested to see if it breaks the duplicator we have in the end. Just feels like a thing that will happen with this patch.
It's pretty much. Why not? We actually start using something, so break it. Why
Do we have enough wings?
We have so much shit from all the duplication that's been happening.
Okay, because I need wings.
They did the.
I couldn't tell you.
They did. First off, they were
Aaron's
doing.
in charge of it,
Yeah.
so.
They've been doing this. First they were doing some minecart thing for a while.
Mm-hmm. The staples by Frank's.
They did the staple. Well, not even just Dan figured it out. And there was a shit ton of them, and then they broke it, and then the next thing you know, Alan found the end glitch thingy or whatever. Like
he also lost a bunch of shit in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's like 5 or 6 fucking different sets just chilling that Alan just gave us at the prison because he's like, oh, just hide these somewhere inside here for the prison break.
Yeah, he wanted to put all the gear inside the prison cells,
which had wings in every single set.
Yep.
So it's just mind-boggling.
So I know where I need to go.
The prison.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Just go fucking, like I said.
Or go to Aaron's.
Just go to any one of them. They have a fucking, at this point, it's ridiculous at how much, I'm sure Alan and Dan, I'm sure Dan
has a silo of wings.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure he has a silo of them too. Because anything
They were smart this time. Because the first time we had a duplicator, they didn't do that shit. They duped dumb shit, like lots of TNT. But now they duped all the equipment that we need to use.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think the problem is, the reason they did that is because you're going to need the patterns.
Mm-hmm.
in order to do any of the netherite shit.
Which makes sense.
It's gonna make it 20 billion. Like, if we ever restart this realm, it's going to be a
I'm done Minecraft. If we restart the realm, I'm done Minecraft.
It's going to be a bitch.
I'm not building there.
Because of the fact that you need the it's either that or you gotta find a duplicator, and when you find the pattern, duplicate the shit out of it, because it's gonna be painful. And of course, our dumbasses, we went and explored a lot of the end because we're looking for that stupid disc for God knows how long.
Oh yeah.
What disc?
One of
the music disc?
Right?
One of the musical discs that was only found in a bastion for the museum. And we're like, oh, who cares? Just another. They just did the Nether update or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Is there another Nether update coming?
Mm.
No, not that I'm aware of. But all of the recipes are going to be in the Nether, in the bastions, or in any of the pig things.
The new recipes
for the netherite stuff.
All the netherite now is behind a recipe thing that you have to find inside the pig thing. Otherwise, you can't make netherite armor. Like, you need one of those recipe things in order to create it.
Basically,
I thought netherite was the thing you found in the nether at the bottom level.
Correct. And then what you did is you put it in an upgrader thing, but now you need a pattern in order for it to work.
Oh. That's fucking stupid.
It's not stupid. It makes sense.
It's stupid to those that already have it.
Yeah, it's stupid to those who are used to the easier way of doing it. It prolongs. It makes it much harder to get to the end game content.
The Jimmy, TJ, and Logan generations won't know any different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As long as there's those that don't know who I had,
yeah.
there won't be those that will miss whatever the fuck Thanos said.
It will make your fucking deaths a lot more meaningful. I'll tell you that.
Like when Aaron dropped in the fucking end because his wings died and went, oh, I just lost a bunch of shulkers of gear. But I got a bunch left, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's alright. Don't worry about it. Like, like, that's literally what happened. Because he's trying to bring, and he just brought another one. So I'm like, Jesus Christ. So it is, I get it, but it's, I don't know. Well, we'll see.
Wednesday, people.
Wednesday.
What you got going on, Cheever?
Life.
That's fair.
He's got double AIDS as well, I guess.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do post-show. I have some really great ideas.
You can floss.
I do like flossing.
What? Like the dance?
Yes.
Or like the dentist?
Both.
He's got to do both at the same time, clearly.
Yeah.
I feel you on that one. So we're down to our final, technically, 2 live shows. The third one's supposed to be taped and pre-recorded. That could possibly be live. So we're in the final 3 episodes of the Dace Man Show for Twitch.tv/Basement Protocol. And like Cheever said, we're trying to figure out what the future of Basement Protocol looks like. I think we'll be more podcast heavy.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's easier for us to manage, easier for us to do remote, considering a lot of us get random trips or travel now for work. So there is a post BPP plan per se. I can tell you right now one project that will launch the week of the 19th, so right before our final show, will be the Secret Invasion podcast, where we kind of break down each episode of Marvel's Secret Invasion. It's supposed to be a thriller like Winter Soldier was, so it'll be interesting to watch a week-by-week series of that.
I haven't watched any of the fucking Marvel series. I started, and I guess, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I did like the first 3 episodes of WandaVision, and then
the worst episodes of television.
It just legit killed me from watching any of them from there.
You were so far behind.
Yeah, I know, but like I couldn't even like. I mean, Ashley liked. I think she finished it, but like, and she watched a bunch of other. But like, I just
it
got
still ranks high.
So turned off from whatever that debacle was.
It was jerking off sitcoms.
It was so bad.
Also,
so
I think
bad.
at some point we'll have a podcast where I rant about how 90s sitcoms were shit. Because that bracket.
Well, here's my issue with that
none
bracket.
of them are good.
Some of them are from the fucking 80s.
Yeah, some of them also had a deeper run into the 2000s too.
Yeah, it's not a true 90s bracket.
All right.
I get that. So Greg has a Facebook bracket.
No, I don't do those. Anyway, so your thingy with the guy, Eagle. Was that 90s?
2000.
Scrubs.
Oh, damn.
Debuted in 2001.
Thank you.
But Norm.
That was 2000, really?
2001.
Shit.
Norm debuted in 99.
Yes.
So for him getting excluded,
But Alf was in there, and Alf was in the 80s.
Alf had like a couple months in the 90s, yeah. And Full House wasn't long in the 90s either. They had the
I think Cheers was in there.
Cheers was in there.
Roseanne was in there.
Cheers.
A lot of them had a longer run in the 80s.
Also, I didn't realize Ellen had a sitcom.
Yeah, that's where she came out gay.
All right, can we spec up? What's the definition of a sitcom?
A comedy. Why?
Yeah.
Well, that's a point I brought up in this bracket. Looking back at all these 90s shows, they were recorded either in front of a live
Situational
audience.
comedy.
Yeah.
They were recorded in front of a live audience or at a laugh track.
Mm-hmm.
And comedies these days don't do that.
I'm trying to remember. What's the one with the guy that was a coach?
Coach.
Oh shit, Coach.
That's in the bracket.
That was pretty good.
But that's up against that 70s show.
But is that a comedy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Seinfeld's pretty good back then.
I have a feeling it's going to come down to Seinfeld and Friends in the semifinals because they're on the same side.
Friends is considered
Yeah, Friends is considered a sitcom.
Friends is considered racist. You find me a black person in that show.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. In New York.
You find me a black person in Seinfeld that wasn't ridiculed.
Yeah. I actually like Seinfeld.
I hate Seinfeld. You tell me one funny Jerry Seinfeld joke. Go.
No
one
soup.
funny Jerry Seinfeld
No
joke.
soup for you.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Larry David. Larry David wrote that.
He wasn't funny in it, but like
This
The black and white cookie.
But the circumstances, I felt like
The funny
they were
parts-
putting in.
The funny parts of
Ellen.
Seinfeld were all Larry David because it was all based. Larry
Who's
David's
Larry
character, he does Curb Your Enthusiasm. The George Costanza character is based off of
is really funny.
He's based off of Larry David.
Ellen a lot. What's her name? Ellen.
Eileen, or not Eileen.
Elaine.
Elaine.
I thought some of her stuff was pretty funny.
Yeah, until you see Veep and realize she was so much better after she left Seinfeld.
And then the weird
Kramer.
fucking tall guy. Yeah, he's pretty good too.
Jerry Seinfeld's not funny. He is not funny, and he is the core focus of that show.
I would say he is more of like a British humor.
No,
More of like a dry.
because I think
No,
Ricky Gervais is
it's everything funny happens to him.
He takes Larry David jokes and makes them drier somehow.
Yeah,
And they're not as funny when they're that dry. Like, because if you look at Curb Your Enthusiasm,
Again, I didn't think it was bad, but again, you're right. The more memorable things is the actual other cast than him.
you look at Curb Your Enthusiasm, he's saying the same shit as Jerry.
2.5 Men, is that a 90s show?
I think that gets more 2000s.
Uh,
But the Chuck Lorre method still runs with the laugh track in the audience.
You need Tire Blood though.
I think 2.5 Men was like 2005.
Shit.
2.5 Men is from 2003.
That was close.
Damn.
But Chuck Lorre is one
Wait
of
a
the
minute.
few directors that
So-
continue the laugh track / studio audience for all his comedies.
Does it
I
have
don't
to
like
be
it.
live action?
No.
So
his bracket is.
So is like Cartman, South Park considered a
That was-
sitcom?
That's just a comedy.
Because the Simpsons aren't in there.
That's still considered comedy.
It is, but it's not on Greg's bracket. I'm saying.
Yeah.
He didn't put anything animated in there.
No, I was gonna say because you're saying
The closest you
you're
got was
saying
Alf.
it's comedy, and I'm going like.
Well,
alright.
it's situational comedy.
Yeah.
So kind of like
Okay.
this, I'm here,
You can't tell
and
me
then this is
fucking
what
South
happens
Park's
to
not
me.
Situational comedy.
It would
It's
probably fall
definitely
under
true.
animation.
Yeah, it probably would.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because he, like I said, he didn't put Simpsons in that bracket.
Yeah, because that would be
And
considered
Simpsons would've
animated
been-
comedy.
Yeah.
It's its own genre.
And technically, Family Guy was what, 99?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That debuted?
Fucking Futurama.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was 97.
But again, that's animated comedy.
Yeah, but they're not in the bracket.
So you're using anime.
It's
comics now.
situational comedy.
I don't know
It's
what
real
the fuck
life.
That means. So shut the fuck up.
It's real life. Like It's Always Sunny is technically situational comedy
Yeah, it's technically a sitcom.
because it's a live action person.
But that's...
They do this. They person that does X,
So-
Y happens,
so
and Y
how
is the
about-
drastic result.
Saturday Night Live.
sketch comedy.
Sketch show.
Motherfuckers.
It's actually a variety show. Because they have music and comedy.
The musical artists at the end.
Yep. It's kind of like a late night show. But there's
Damn
only
it.
2 shows that I've ever found funny that have a live audience or a laugh track. There's Norm.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Norm.
It's... I have the $600 DVD set over there.
Okay.
And Titus.
Okay.
Titus is really. Oh, okay.
And I think both of them could hold up if you took away the laugh track.
Hold on, time out. Is Titus a 90s?
It's 2000.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah,
Trust
it's in the
me,
90s
I
bracket.
was coming in guns a-blazing. Because that is, like, top-tier comedy.
That Titus is really good.
But, like, these DVDs are worth, like, hundreds of dollars because they're not on any streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
Norm's not on anything. It's $700 because he's dead, and they don't have it on streaming service.
Yeah.
So I guess the people who own it right now won't put it onto a streaming service. So I don't want to do.
I think it's
rates, so
they're locked up with people who are canceled. So do you remember the movie Dogma?
no.
Yes.
It's the one. It's Kevin Smith's religion movie.
Yeah.
It is tied up by Harvey Weinstein. That's why you can't stream it anywhere, and he will not sell it back to Kevin Smith.
Harvey Weinstein's dead.
He's still
he's alive.
Oh, is he the wiener
It's
guy?
Epstein.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the wiener guy.
The wiener guy.
Well, they're both wiener guys, but just different
man.
ways.
Oh man! Well, one has an island.
Yeah. It's not the island. Well, they might both have an island, but
Yeah.
the one that was infamous for the island is dead.
Wow.
But Weinstein,
The wiener guy. How the hell did he want? Okay.
he
Never mind.
ran Miramax. So Miramax produced Dogma, and he won't release
let's
Dogma's rights.
Back up 30 seconds. Was he a senator first or
Weinstein?
no? The wiener guy.
Oh, Epstein.
The wiener guy.
Oh, like literally the guy, Governor Wiener, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
his was.
whatever. The guy, he's like, wiener. Yeah, that's his whole scandal.
No.
Are we not talking about the same
We're,
guy?
no, we're talking about two different
We're
people.
talking about the Hollywood producer. That
Yeah.
was part of the first purpose.
Yeah,
of
that was the
Me Too
guy
movement.
that with the island.
No.
No.
Oh Jesus.
You're thinking of
Christ.
Epstein.
That was the influencer that would take presidents and stuff over there. Epstein.
Okay. Epstein, whatever the fuck
Yeah.
his name is.
Weinstein ran Miramax Films.
Oh, he was the one that's with Disney. Shit, he's got.
No.
He's got.
He's
some
not with Disney.
Well, he doesn't have Disney ties. He has Disney ties with that one. Yeah, okay. Yes.
He owned a film company, essentially.
Yes.
He's holding up movies like Dogma. Kevin Smith has tried like hell to get Dogma back from him, and he's like, all right, $7 million. Like he gives him some astronomical fucking price for it because he's in jail, and all his assets are fucking
Frozen.
seized.
Yeah.
But he still owns the rights to this stuff. Kevin Smith bitches about it all the time because you can't the Dogma DVD is probably worth a lot because you can't stream it or buy it digitally, which is it sucks.
You probably can't even reproduce it either, right?
Nope.
Because he would need to get permission to reproduce it.
Yep. And he's been trying to get a hold of it. It's also one of George Carlin's last works or something like that. Because he does the Buddy Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
But hey,
Interesting.
yeah, it's I don't know how we got there.
I don't know either.
We have projects coming.
We were ending this show and then we wound up into a rant, but all right.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember what the fuck we're at. So for the few,
For my chickens.
for the proud,
And that goddamn motherfucking whale.
and the Dace-tacular. 3 more left to go. We'll see you next time, Base of Dollars, and remember, stick to the protocol.
So, I ended up